The Nerlin Nerds podcast is brought to you by The Goddamn Sauce. Go to thegdsauce.com for details to order all the sauces to replace your ordinary condiments. Pulpery Media presents Nerlin Nerds with your hosts, Brock and Ben. This is where we discuss the pop culture topics that interest us and those minor details that irritate us. Combs, he's the desert mouse.
The nasty women, these
Harkonnens gave us a bad deal. I can get us a better one.
Well, the Harkonnens are not really anything. They're just like meek family right now.
Isn't that the best?
Because even before you get to episode 3, like they show another Harkonnen and he's like, oh, he's like...
Well, and she's Emily Watson is, and her sister are Harkonnens, and they're like this. Everybody's like, oh my god, you're from that fucking family.
There,
yeah, Jesus
Christ.
And she's trying to,
which is why when I watched the first episode and I found out that like they are Harkonnens, I lost.
But that makes all the sense in the world, right? Like
absolutely
that family came from being like, you're the shit stain of the galaxy,
exactly. And I was going to get to the Atreides went from like I'm a sword boy.
So that's episode 3 touches on the beginning of the big feud between the Harkonnens and the Atreides.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because right now they're nobody.
Correct.
The Harkonnens, except the she's a reverend, the supreme
mother.
I think is what they call her. And
no, they do it like a nunnery, like she's Mother Superior.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, and the. God damn it. Atreides is just...
Well, yeah, I mean,
he's Duncan, Idaho.
Exactly, yeah.
He's just, somebody...
Yeah, he's the sellsword for the family.
Right,
yeah.
Who also happens to be in love with the princess.
Yeah.
They like to fight with swords.
Yeah, and do...
And, yeah.
Simulate sex with their shields on.
They take all their sexual frustration out on trying to...
But I like,
with swords.
I still like it in this old the base mythology is that the Atreides are these heartthrobs,
right? Like that's
and the Harkonnens are these frumpy fucking people,
right? Like they're like the hot pool boy, and the Harkonnens are like the people who clean the septic tank. Like that's how they're portrayed now. And then you've got like the Ricci's, who are like this disgusting Italian family. Who sends a 9-year-old to get married? When the kid first showed up and he like was snarky, I was like, this motherfucker's gonna be Joffrey, isn't he?
Yeah.
From Game of Thrones. No, he's not. He's gonna be cooked alive from the inside out. After he had
by Shalhoub.
He had the machine, and by the okay. We'll get into
this. I mean, this gets back into old lore.
Right, because the machines.
Yeah, thinking machines. Or robots, AI.
All of that stuff. This is post that.
Yeah, which is, it's like, so there's, I know in the Frank Herbert universe.
Bear.
I'm sorry, yeah. But that, There's a lot of similarities between the, or what is mentioned of the war between man and machine.
Yes.
And Terminator lore.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To where they could be part of the same universe.
That's exactly the vibe that I got.
Yeah.
It was like
Cyberdyne system.
Us now, where we are currently.
Yeah.
And then the Terminator is probably in 100... Well, actually, in the climate we're in, nobody's going to fucking advance technology unless it's China. But at any rate, the future of us, man versus machine.
Well, you're right, but that's what happens when we turn everything over to Skynet in a time of martial law, and then Skynet develops the Terminator. Remember
the T-3000 or whatever.
That's developed by AI.
So what you're telling me is Elon Musk is going to start Terminator program.
Well, no, it's like no human being created the Terminator.
No, it was the AI.
Yeah, it was created by computers.
So he's going to start. Never mind. All we're saying is that in Dune there was a
there was a
man versus machine
war,
and man won.
Yeah.
But,
and we're in the that was like thousands of years before
correct
where we're at, which is thousands of years before Paul Atreides.
Tens of thousands of years.
Thousands of years from what?
Shia. I love it that Shia Halud has lived all of this time.
Of course, he's a fucking
Shia Halud.
He's got the metabolism of I can't compare it to
on Desmond
Australians,
with fucking crazy eyes and that can just cook people from the inside out. So a few things.
That is a good name, Desmond Hart. I like that name.
Well, that's his name in the game. I mean, in the show, it is.
Yeah,
it's perfect. And he's literally just a soldier for the Imperium.
Yeah. Oh, so the hold on. Yeah. So the Emperor's family name is Corino.
Oh yeah. I just call him the Imperium.
Yeah.
Because that's.
But you're right. So it's like it was these two Italian families trying to.
Yep. All trying to, and the ultimate goal is we're going to combine these two families, and we're going to, whoever controls Arrakis controls the world, blah, blah, blah.
And the Emperor needs the Rickese ships to defend Arrakis.
Which is why these ships are floating around the Imperium planet that they're on. Yeah, exactly. I heard the Rickese. I was like, oh man, this is fucking mafia houses here.
It's like, and that they found their duder, Australian guy, Desmond Hart. He's Luca Brasi. He's the hitman.
Yeah, that's exactly who he is. That's exactly who he is. And I love the fact that they went with, I asked you to kill somebody, but not really.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want this wedding to go through.
Yeah. I didn't tell you to do that, but you wanted me to.
He went, say no more. And then had a conversation with this kid.
Yeah.
After he married an adult.
Well, remember, episode 2, the Emperor sits down with him and he's like, I didn't tell you to kill that kid. And he's like, but didn't you want me to?
Right, that's what I'm saying. He was like, but you did.
You said it with your eyes.
Real quick, I love that jail is just, we're going to suspend you above everything and keep you locked there.
Yeah.
Like, can they still, their senses working while they're floating in the air?
I think so, yeah.
Great. Perfect. I need that today.
Yeah, that would be.
You save a lot of space.
Yeah.
And meals and everything. It was like, take him out of suspension.
Yeah. And then it just. Yeah. But he was still restrained.
Restrained. It was like Han Solo not in Carbonite.
But that storyline I like because you start to see, in terms of what they're setting up, you see the reemergence of the Emperor's wife.
Yes.
Or the Empress coming in and when she was like, why get rid of this tool?
Yes. And she was also the one who was like, I think we should let her interrogate him.
Right.
Knowing that, of course she's going to get the truth.
Yeah.
Because she's a truth sayer.
That was a hell of a scene.
Right.
When she pulls the voice out on him.
And he's like, nah. How about I'm going to put this here. And
Shia Lube.
She just went, what?
Shia Lube beat you.
He took my eye, but I can see other things. Yeah. That scene was super intense. And the look, she's such a fucking great actress.
Yeah.
Because she was like, I am in control. And then
it was
when she realized.
Terror.
Right. She white. Oh my fucking God.
And then the scene after that when she's fleeing to the ship.
Right.
And being like, what happened? And it was like, I don't know, but I'm going to get my power back. Right. Like, fuck.
And they're
nasty women.
Yeah. And they have a whole school for them. It's like Harry Potter for nasty women, right? Because they're all in. Yeah, they're teaching these girls to ultimately become Reverend Mothers for whatever houses they go to, or dukes, or
right. Yeah, but I mean, it's starting out as they're advising from a central mindset,
right?
And then, but what we're also seeing is the emergence of the voice. So clearly, eventually, when they don't get their way,
they will force them their way.
And I know they explained it in every like main story, but I like this like when they go deep into it, where it's the power of the voice comes from it's all their previous generations, and so it's
because
like,
I was going to get to that.
Yeah,
with Eva, Eden. God, I can't remember the one who looks like Shawnee from the movie.
Yeah.
Who clearly
they dropped the blue goo in her eye,
which I'm assuming is the water of life at this point. Yeah, right. Like that's what it was.
Yeah, but they mix it with like a plant. But I thought the water of life was like excreted from
Shia Halud and his relatives. Yeah, because in the movies they had the pit where they just took out baby Shia Halud
and squeezed it.
So yeah, she had the poison and the thing because they were like, "What are you working with this poison?" Blah blah blah. But the same concept, right? Same concept of her taking the water of life. But she speaks with their ancestors, and that's what the whispers are.
Right.
As she is learning from all of her ancestors.
Right.
And she died, which was
right and that's what we get back to like episode 1 is that her mother, who was killed by Mother Superior,
correct,
through the voice, was like, no, I'm going to get my revenge via. Well,
she was like, no, your mother's there.
Yeah,
don't worry, but you might not see her. This was the Mother Supreme's sister.
Correct. Yeah,
when she was asking her about her mom, she
died at childbirth. Come on.
Right. But and I'm not, and I would think that you would already be on this line of thinking anyway. But at the end of episode 3, they got her in some sort of reanimation chamber.
I figured she was coming back because they said one has to die, one has to live in blood, and I was like, okay. They're not talking about Paul Atreides.
Born of life and born in spice.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
That's right. Born 2 times.
Yeah.
Which is why the name of the episode was 2 Wolves, I believe.
Correct, yeah. Also Romulus and Remus.
Oh, motherfucker. Yeah, and it's all the fucking Roma's fucking badge on their kits.
It all... It has happened before. It will happen again.
That's my favorite comment on Twitter while I'm still there. I'm going toxic. Scorched earth on that fucking app soon.
What do we know? Oh, and then there was...
So there's the other girl that they are training, the one with Mother Superior.
Right.
She was supposed to be the truth sayer for the new marriage, right?
Well, so are the... she's taking over for the woman who was burned alongside.
Oh, right. Oh, she's taking over for her.
Which is Hart. Desmond Hart apparently has the power not only to burn the person alive in front of him, but somebody like a galaxy away.
Eons away. Just by thinking about it.
Shia LaBeouf.
Holy shit. And he's great, too. Like, I love his just like...
Yeah, he's got the... dead-eye stare.
Yeah, that 1,000-yard stare.
But unlike other characters that we talked about, is that he has a code.
Yeah.
It's about the Imperium and serving his purpose.
All of them all of them. Mother
Which is crazy too, because it's like
I'm here for the Imperium.
That also has to be Shia
Halud.
Yeah. Shia Halud. The following segment has been brought to you by The Goddamn Sauce. Go to thegdsauce.com for details to order all the sauces to replace your ordinary condiments. The Nerla Nerds podcast is a production of Pulpery Media, produced and edited by Ben Grimion, marketing by Brock Ryder, graphic design by Beck Ryder and Ben Grimion, music by the Heisenberg Compensators.